And straight after that, we've got Poppy. If you haven't seen Poppy's channel, go and check him out too. He's good for a chat, he's fun, and he makes cool stuff. And straight after that, we've got Poppy. If you haven't seen Poppy's channel, go and check him out too. He's good for a chat, he's fun, and he makes cool stuff.
Hey gang, Poppy here. I'm in the computer room. It was going to be after Christmas when my next big project kicked off, but since today says shear line shipped to Wayne Caron Poppy's workshop, and of course I blacked out the snail mail location. Anyway, they came and I couldn't wait till I fired up the camera to open it up. But, you know, other than the packing peanuts, it's all here. The packing list. The pulley. I ordered a headstock pulley for this project. Probably going to use it. Then again, maybe not. Because I've got this. And then I've got that hand wheel from the threading attachment. Which, a nice big wheel, all I got to do is cut the V-groove in it. And it's bigger. And since the motor for my powered single point threading upgrade for my shearline lathe only turns like 6 RPM, I might need that big hand wheel on the driving end, and I may have to cut this down just to get speed up. I know some of you people are going to complain of my threading at less than 300 RPM. I was always more happy at 30 RPM when I was doing single point threading. So that's that. That's where that stands. Tomorrow or the next day, I got to go to Napa Auto Supply and get me a belt. It's right here. My finger's pointing right for that. I figure I'll take the hand wheel and this. I'll go to Napa and I say I need a belt that fits this slot. And I want these about 18 inches apart after I cut this slot. See if I can totally confuse some poor counterman at Napa Auto Parts. One. Hey gang, Poppy here. Yes, you can see I'm in the computer room. Let's face it, when I'm out in the shop, all I've got space for is shop work. I don't have space for, you know, this. What is I doing today? Well, this box came from McMaster Car. I ordered it yesterday at 7:20 in the morning. John said it'd be here today. UPS pulled up about 5:30. And John was right. It is here today. Oh. Look out! The terrorist got a glass scraper. Okay. Packing list. A belt. This is for the next project, which I start cutting metal on tomorrow. Drive pulley, shear line lathe. Drive belt. That's about right. I maybe didn't have to order this pulley. But I don't like how high it sits in that V. I think I'm going to have to do a little surgification on this. You know? Make this V slot here a little bit wider. Just so it'll fit this. The hand wheel, shear line lathe, threading attachment. Going to have to cut a groove in it, obviously. Right? It came to me last night. Swing the headstock of my lathe 90 degrees so it's sticking out, pointing at me. Right? Take a drill with a cutoff disc. Plunge until I'm deep enough. Then finagle till it fits. Now, I think that should be enough distance from a headstock spindle to the motor that's going to be driving it. If not, I'll order the next diameter of belt up. Oh, and since both of these have a 9/16 hole for a 9/16 shaft, and the shaft on the motor for the project is 1/2 inch, I have to make a bushing which I'll attach here permanently, and I'll be able to slide pulley on and off. Three to 17 horsepower. I'm not sure how many horsepower this hospital bed whole unit lift motor has, but I'm pretty sure the belt can handle it. Okay, now this is for a shear line lathe powered single point threading project. Now this motor goes backwards and forwards. That's going like 6 RPM, maybe 10. A little bit slow for most people's idea of single point threading on the lathe. You know, they go for the, well, if you run your spindle faster, you get smoother threads. If you run your spindle faster, you crash faster. And besides, I'm not trying to do laboratory grade work like Gotzo Winter or Barker. You know, right? When I cut a thread, I want it to fit. Reasonably easy to, you know. So, the bushing, I got 1 inch 60-61. Bang, chuck it up, bar it, turn it down, chop it off, right? I've also got some Delrin. I mean, for this application, the Delrin would be strong enough. Easily strong enough. Probably go with the aluminum. Yeah, most likely go with the aluminum. And then it'd probably be the other pulley, but slides on. Gronk down on the set screw. I'll have a little indentation cut in the bushing so that there isn't a raised burr to interfere with sliding the pulley on and off. Although once I decide which one is going to be it, that's probably going to stay there forever. Pump some crazy glue on it and throw baking soda, so build up a big hub so it don't come loose. But until then, I want to be able to slide either of them off, And I ordered this because I figured I was going to have to modify the headstock pulley from my lathe. I didn't want to do it to the one that came with it. Then my lathe and my mill would be crippled until I got a new one. Get the new one first. That way you can mess it up and you still have the original. Or put the new one on the machine and bugger up the old one. Whichever way works for you best. Okay. The motor. Let me. Ah! And the motor is controlled by this hospital bed control cord with handset, right? So it's got head, foot, and bed up and down. It's nice. I may have to butcher it up, make it look more in fitting with Poppy's Workshop's aesthetic. That is part of why I took this. This is the controller for that motor. It and the hand control, right, plug into this. This was in a nice heavy steel stamp box with that hospital grade enamel in brown. I wanted to look inside, get a look at the works. And then when I was done with that, I decided I didn't want to put it back in the box. I'll just wrap it up with tape. I got to cut this cord short anyway, and I needed to get inside the box for that. Anyway, this will be the actuator, the controller, spur gear reduction drive AC motor. Bah! Heavy. Ah! So why a hospital bed lift mechanism motor? On hand, paid for. 2, works and got plenty of torque for the application I'm going to put it to. And 3, I can always pulley up. Sort of like a lawyer up, but with pulleys instead of Saul Goodman's. And 4, here, in the sunlight. 4, the aesthetic coming on, going to be very important in the future, is RRR. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Right? Reduce packaging. Don't put a rubber ball in 6 layers of cardboard box. That's been happening. That's happened, yes. You know, that rubber ball could go in a bubble envelope. Oh, but you know, maybe the post office would be plain. I don't know. Anyway, reuse. You got it already. It's paid for. You're not using it. Oh, I bought a new one to replace that. That's just find something to use it for. Remanufacture it just enough so that it does something else. Yeah, recycle. Well, look at the casting shows. Windy Hill, he's taking disc brake rotors, busting them up, melting them down, and casting all kinds of high-quality ironwork. Then there's guys, melting down beer cans. You get recycled beer can that way. Because, as I recall, beer cans are nearly pure aluminum. They don't want the alloying in there for food reasons and technical deep draw reasons. I believe that alloying causes problems there. That's why beer cans are largely pure. The reason they're so stiff and non-gummy is because of the deep draw. They don't anneal afterwards. Yeah. Anyway. Catalogs. Got a catalog today from Micromark. Right? That's no big excitement. Other than the person getting it who wants to buy something, oh, you got a catalog. Talking about catalogs. A lot of companies, you buy one thing from them, they send you a catalog for life. Every time there's a new catalog, they send it to you. Some, you have to ask. Please, can I have a catalog? I don't know what more I can buy from you. They'll send you one. Shearline. Well, they charge $2 and a few cents for their catalog. I can understand that. It's a nice catalog. The production values on it alone are worth $2 a piece. And I'm the kind of guy I'd like to be able to go through the catalog and circle shit, When I get money, go through it again. Oh yeah, stock number this, stock number that. That's all. Oh well, order. Can't do that with online catalogs. Plus, catalogs are a great design resource. I mean, you can design from go out, dig up some iron-rich dirt, burn it until you get iron, and build up, bootstrap yourself up to modernity. Or you can get catalogs. I used to get the Barnhart car catalog. They had all kinds of nuts, bolts, washers, springs, clips, all kinds of production, small parts for production, plugs, clamping mechanisms, all that, They just send it. I was on their mailing list, they just sent it. Okay, now, there's one catalog you can't get. Oh, it exists, but they won't sell you one. It's about that thick. Literally, that thick. That one dictionary in the high school library on the stand, the unexpurgated, that thick. They won't sell you one. And yeah, if you're one of the chosen few company, Obviously, they want a Dun & Bradstreet quadruple A plus 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 before they'll even sell you one of their catalogs. That hurts. Because it slows down the design process, and it slows down the sourcing of material. I grew up in an age where send us 39 cents in unused U.S. stamps and we'll send you our catalog. Yeah. Send them enough to cover the postage and they'd send you their catalog. And you get catalogs like that thick. I mean, they were writing it off, I know. Cheap advertising. Sending a catalog to someone who may become a customer. Well, you can thank the people who don't like paying taxes for that disappearing from American life. Yeah. Anyway, I should probably wind it up now because I'm starting to get into the socio-economic. I never get political. Good night from California. Next video, I start mangling metal. Good night.